the winter chill gripping much of the nation. No such worries today here in the Sunshine State and Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. On the visiting sideline, there's head coach Shane Steichen. He's hoping his guys will put forth a winning effort despite being out of the playoff race with just 3 wins on the year. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys ready to feed off the energy in this building as they try to win one in front of the home crowd. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Off play action. McKinley. A short one there, caught by Warren. 2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw. McKinley. That's caught. It's Josh Downs. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
A gain of 26 yards. 1st down, Indianapolis.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
Back to throw. McKinley. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
21-yard line.
They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21. Now a handoff up the middle. Chaney. They stopped after only a yard and taking it down to the 14. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on 3rd down. McKinley. He'll try to pick it up himself. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. It's a jet sweep. This is Pittman. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Michael Pittman, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts will jump on top with the game's 1st score here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. He'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately, one touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And the Jaguars.
And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. Oh, what a move. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be. Right?
And they're going to get it. They bring it down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Ken Walker with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Colts offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. He'll get this one to Pittman. Broke a tackle, but not much room there ultimately. Just up past the 25 and no further. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Operating from the gun. McKinley. Open man, the tight end Warren. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one too wide and incomplete. 2nd and 10.
It's 2nd down and 10.
They'll look to throw again. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Again, he'll drop to throw. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Here's Lawrence. And this one's incomplete. These two teams, you may recall, they didn't play each other till late in the year. Their first meeting was not too long ago, back in Week 13. And it was the visiting Jaguars who won that ball game, so they'll look to make it a clean sweep here at home in Jacksonville. Now he's going to step up and run. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
That's good for a Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Out of the gun, Walker with it. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 14 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Brings up 3rd down and 4.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM that always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
The rushing numbers for Taylor in last week's ball game: 11 carries, 62 yards. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish the run game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
A gain of 14. And a Colts first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Connecting over the middle with Downs. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up second and 1.
Off the play fake. McKinley. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Colts in possession as they've got it with a third down coming up. Operating from the gun, McKinley. A short one there, caught by Warren. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 43. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Room to maneuver at the 35. And down to the 27-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Looking to throw. Leonard. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
That's another Colts first down. 1st and goal, Indianapolis.
They'll run here with Taylor. They stop short. Down at the 1. Had the great move, but couldn't get it all the way home.
A gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and goal.
And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts are once again back in front.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10.
14. Jaguars 10.
A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. A little juke. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Jaguars offense and Kenneth Walker set to take over once more. He had the touchdown reception earlier, and we show you the NFL leaders in that category for running backs, and he's right there amongst the league's best. On play action, Lawrence. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Incomplete. Tyreek Stevenson on the coverage.
Play action. It's Lawrence. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39.
Walker now with 1st and 10. Taken down at the 42.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Now Lawrence. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Lawrence will throw. He finds his man. Complete. That's Jenkins. And they'll get him to the ground. And he has another first down at the Colts 33.
First down.
He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. This one goes underneath to Walker. Stops short of the 25, and that second effort got him a couple extra. This 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Colts 27-yard line.
Now Lawrence. Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
And the Jaguars
looking to throw. Lawrence. Touchdown! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now 17-14. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he won't quite make it to the 25. And the Colts coming out now. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Operating from the gun, Leonard. And his throw here is incomplete. The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Back to throw. Leonard. Got his man. It's Warren. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Bryce Behringer now. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And Walker with it over the middle.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got him the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now Lawrence to throw. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. That's Myers. And he's got this down to the 35.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Jaguars. 1st down.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Throw out wide to Walker. Will go down as a gain of 6. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
That's a gain of 6.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He had a man hoping, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
He'll start with a give to Taylor.
Oh, nice move. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up. Wanting to get a good get off on the snap. Jump too quickly.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Now a 2nd and 10. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Looking to throw. Leonard.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line.
Trayvon Walker has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
A 40-yard attempt.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you downstate an hour or two to Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Our spin around the NFL starts now. It begins in Vegas. The Raiders at home to take on the Broncos in the AFC West. And this is Tetaroa.
It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. Third quarter begins with a run by Walker. Now he's free at the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars! Kenneth Walker, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. And finally here in the second half, that got done.
An extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realize what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Off-play action. McKinley. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. McKinley. Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 38-yard line. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering, because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Well, let's take him in by downs. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Leonard. Out to the right and complete to Pittman. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would, and in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case,
yeah, not the case.
Not at all. You want to put it in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about saying defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a second down and 4. Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
109 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Now a second and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second.
Here's Lawrence to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jags first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And this is not going to work as planned. He's going to be met and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 35-yard line.
Back to throw. Lawrence. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down.
A 44-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty. Looking to throw. Leonard. That complete to Downs. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
A gain of 24 yards. And the Colts first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. Well, first down screen pass, good for 5. From the 47, it's second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second
on the ground, DJ Giddens. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up for the 1st and goal.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts are back within a score.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Makes the score.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will shrink to 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Gets by him at the 25. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Blankenship on the tackle. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 28-yard line.
Here's Lawrence.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
And the Jaguars, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
But he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Ken Walker, 46 yards. And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Well, he was already over 100 yards running the football prior to this play, but this run may be his best yet.
I've got to agree with you on that one. We're looking at a guy running with extreme confidence, running in harmony and sync with his blockers, all of them kind of moving as one, and look at the end result. Big plays.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Jacksonville, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter.
Oh, he shifts past him. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
76 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Now the ball comes loose. And it looks like one of the DBs has it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. That's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run. And obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
2 yards.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Back to throw. Leonard. Now they go screen. It's complete. Well, this will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 22-yard line.
2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Leonard. They'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
A gain of 11 on the play.
Back to throw. Leonard. Throw left side taken in by Pittman. Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. They'll look to throw again. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Colts first down. A gain of 15.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
That's another Colts first down.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Off play action. Leonard. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Anthony Gould, 44 yards. And the Colts have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
Borregales now for the extra point.
And this is back to a 5-point game. That time, a 9-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Gets past one man.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. Now Lawrence. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They go play action with Lawrence. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Incomplete. The coverage by Charvarius Ward.
Now Lawrence. And that is incomplete. There defensively for the breakup, Charvarius Ward.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Colts offense and running back Jonathan Taylor heading back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go.
And they'll begin by running the option.
To the 40 and no further. The razzle-dazzle, though, got him a couple extra on the play.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
A give for Taylor running right side.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Colts send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this swung lead.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
It's now 3rd and 2.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lawrence. And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing to start the drive. Leonard.
That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
48-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he stopped immediately there. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. Leonard. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Back to throw. Leonard. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one drops in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. He completes this to Walker. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Now Lawrence to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jenkins. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Lawrence running right on the option. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll run. This is Bashal Tootin. And he'll get it down here to the 43. This, the 2nd meeting between these 2 division rivals. You might recall they met earlier in the year, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. And they take a knee. Straight ahead, Walker. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. We all just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done, a narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome was in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for the Jaguars, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year.
And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.